So let's go then into your research topic. Now, if we look plainly at the theory of it, the research topic is the first step in the research process. Remember in our first lecture, Dr. Berger talked about the research steps and the research process. Okay, so we are now getting into this process and we follow the different steps. So your topic, we have already chosen your topic. Most of you are settled and happy with your topic. If you are not happy, you can still change your topic, all right? You must talk to your mentor if you want to change your topic, because me and Dr. Berger are not responsible for your topics, okay? That will be in collaboration with your mentor. Yes, ma'am?
If you change your questions, you also change your mentor, or you stick with the mentor?
You must stick to your mentor, okay? Yeah. Which course are you?
Hospitality.
The hospitality, because we have certain topics, you can change mentors if you want to, but you don't have to. All right, okay. But public relations is very difficult. The group is very big. They cannot change their mentors. Okay, right. And then in tourism, they've got their own arrangement. They can also not change their. You see, the difference is we've got a lot of supervisors in hospitality and not so many students. Okay, right. Then, your topic should be enough for the scope of a BTEC. Now, your research project's duration is 1 year. Okay, this subject is a 1-year subject. It means January is gone, and when I look this morning, I think February is going very fast, so February is gone, eh? So it leaves us with March, week, holiday in April, graduation in April, and then we've got May, and the end of May we start with exams. This subject will continue during the exam time, okay? Because it's just too much work. We have to continue during the exam. We do take the exam timetable in consideration, all right? So we cannot communicate now to you when we will. But think of it, November is exam again. We have to present. You do your presentations already in November, so we actually got less than 8 months, something like that. So we have to focus in this subject. And also, don't think of your topic too wide, okay? You can do one restaurant, one institution. Don't go for 3, 4, 5. You don't have to change the world. Remember what King Solomon is saying, nothing new under the sun. We don't expect you to discover something new under the sun, okay? We want you to discover certain aspects in a particular context, okay? Then another thing that we haven't talked a lot, much, is it should fall within your career plan. What do I mean by that? Maybe some of you want to come back for your master's degree or your doctoral degree. Sometimes one can use this topic and elaborate much more on it to become a master's degree. So you can think of that. It could go into that, so your wide topic already guides you in a certain expertise field. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Can you please explain to me the difference between research topic and problem statement?
Okay. Great. Good question. I want you to be confused. That's another thing that I want to say. If you are confused today, you're okay. All right. If you're confused in March, you're okay. If you're confused in April, May, and June, and July, and August, you're okay. But in September, if you're still confused, you're not okay. Okay. So by September, you will get the grip of this subject, okay? So if things are a bit confusing for you now, you are all okay. But if you come to September and you're still confused, then I give up on you guys, okay? By that time, you surely need to know. Good question. Your topic actually describes a big field. Think of the previous topic of the fashion entrepreneurs. Do you hear what I'm saying? Think of the previous topic, fashion entrepreneurs. That's a big, broad area which is your topic. That describes more the field in which you are going to do your research. The problem is the specific problem that exists about the topic. Okay. And I will show you later on a little bit on how to write a problem statement. In other words, it identifies the gap within that specific topic. Think of our fashion entrepreneurs. We discover in that study that male fashion entrepreneurs are more successful than female entrepreneurs. Okay, but can you see, and that was part of this was come up with a problem. Now we can do now from that to here. Now we can do a thorough investigation in more areas in South Africa. Why is South African males more successful in fashion entrepreneurs than females? And those of you who knows St. David or David Tlale, David got his first embroidery class from me, so I can give you embroidery lectures as well. Okay, so yeah, he was one of my students. So that is also why, just to explain to you why I ended up doing something in fashion. I can also do things in fashion. And not only in PR and hospitality and tourism, a whole wide range. Because the principles of research remains the same. Okay, whether you are in tourism, whether you are in public relations, and whether you are in hospitality. So if I don't every day come up with an example for a hospitality student or a PR student, the madness behind the example is still the same. Doesn't matter in which field you are. Okay, your mentors are there to direct you more specifically. So ma'am, I hope that answers your question on the difference between a topic and a problem statement. Good. Your topic should be scientifically acceptable. That is why you have the mentors. We've already looked at that. You can tick this one. Okay. We've covered this one. And it falls within your field. Remember what I've said previously? Some of you wanted to go and look how does PR students do in service training. Be very careful that you don't focus then on education issues. Can you see a fashion entrepreneur's issue is entrepreneurial issues. We all cover entrepreneurial issues. Whether you do management, whether you are in engineering and so on, everybody is doing entrepreneurship because that is a national directive of where people should direct them. Long history behind that, which I don't want to go into the politics of it. But it should be in a tourism field. It should be in a hospitality field. It should be within the public relations field. A public relations practitioner might go and look in a specific tourism industry on their communication strategy. Do you hear me? So then you do not investigate the tourism part of it. You investigate the communication practices within that industry. While when you are a tourism student, in that same setting, you can go and look on how they, which factors do they take into consideration in designing their travel plans or their travel packages or something like that. In the same institution, a hospitality student can go and look at how safe and how safe is their kitchen practices and so on. So all of us can use the same industry, but we focus on the different aspects that is in our field. So I hope you understand what is your field. And I think we've already clarified that. Okay. Now the previous study that I've shown you, the research question, the topic for that was success of fashion entrepreneurs. That was the topic. Okay. So normally a topic is a free word. Okay. Just free words. So somebody will ask you, what is your topic? Then you can say, it is about corporate communication in a petroleum company, or it can be the hygiene and student trading restaurant and so on. Can you hear? It's short. It's not very specific. Right. Think of your topic, your time or your duration. I've already talked about your duration. All of your topics, your mentors already assist you to make sure that it will not take more than a year to complete the study. The difficulty, like I said, no, we are not going to look into hypothesis, okay. We are not going to do factor analysis and compare this factor to another factor. Like we've done in the fashion entrepreneur study, that students look at the success factors. Why is males more successful fashion entrepreneurs than females? And there you have to go and ask specific questions, do a lot of difficult statistics to come up to an answer. So your mentors throughout the time will look and see that it falls within the scope of a BTEC. Okay, subjects available. Right, here's a thing that I want to talk to you for some time. What do I mean by subjects available? It's not your subjects like tourism development or food and beverage management or whatever. Okay, the word subject here means the people or the subjects that you are going to investigate in your research project. Okay, so normally there are also free words that we are using. You can have either subjects, participants, or respondents. Do you hear? It's three distinctive different words. I haven't put it on my slides, but I want to explain to you. If we are going to draw blood from a person and analyze the blood, we call that person our subject. Okay. Because we subject them to draw blood. Okay. A participant is somebody who participates. What do? You do something, participate. The moment that you are going to do an interview, you participate because you talk to me. In an interview, you put either a group of people together and you ask them questions, or you're going to ask one-on-one questions. So if your research go into that field of interviews, different types of interviews, you have participants. They participate in your research. Okay. Then the other one is respondents. If you are giving out a questionnaire, what do? You just respond to the questionnaire and you fill it in. Okay. So, do you have subjects? Or do you have participants? Or do you have respondents? Make sure that as you go along, you may only use one of those words in your whole dissertation. You cannot use all three of them because they are meaning three different things. Does that make sense to all of you? Okay, so think so long. What are you going to have? Do you have an idea whether you use a questionnaire or an interview? If not, that is things that from your problem statement and your research question and with us in the practical class will help to assist you to decide which ones are you going to use. So none of us are going to use subjects, okay, because we are not going to subject them to a certain treatment, okay, right. But the question then still remains, is the subjects or the participants available? We have a lot of students that think, I'm doing this fancy research and I'm going to ask all the third-year students to answer my questionnaire. What happens to the third-year students in the second semester? They all go to Will. Where are you going to find them? They are not available. Okay. So if you are going to tell your mentor that you are going to investigate in Sasol, it's your responsibility to have access to go into that factory and to go and ask the questions to the PRP practitioners in that factory. If you don't have it, don't go there. Do I make myself clear? Do you understand what I mean by that? All of you have to go and sit now and think for yourself. How do I get access to the people who need to complete my questionnaire or who comes to my interviews or whom I'm going to interview one-on-one? I'm telling you now, if you want to do something with the VC, sorry, you're too low in the food chain, he's not going to entertain you. Okay, right. The CEO of Sasol is not going to entertain you. All right, you will not have access to those people. Think about it. I think we all sit here and say, I'm going to design this nice project. But the reality of the matter is, and I think most of the mentors have already checked when we choose your topic, we already have an idea in the mind that this is feasible, this is doable, because you can have access to your subjects. Does that make sense to all of you? Okay, great. If you want to work in the hospitals and you got no clue, you have to get special permission. Is anybody going to do anything in a school? Please? Huh? Yes. Are you going into school? Yes. You have to apply a year in advance to the Department of Education, an EFIC application. You cannot go into schools. The Department of Basic Education do not allow BTEC students to go and do it in the schools. If you want to do something on school children, and you can get them outside of the bus stop, or you can get them in the informal settlement or wherever you stay, fine. You are not allowed to go into schools. You do not have permission. I've got a master's student, it took her a year to get permission to go and do her study in that school. It is not practical, it's not feasible. Do you hear how important these things are? Okay. So, ma'am, if you got problems, talk to your mentor, come and talk to us, and so on, that we can just see where the detail of that comes from. Okay. The Department of Education have a meeting with us. They prohibit us. All students must have ethical clearance. It takes you months and months and months to get that clearance. I had yesterday a meeting with the Department of Higher Education. There are a lot of things that we need to take into consideration. Okay, so remember, I said previously, look at the difficulty, look at your time duration, look at your availability of your subjects. Okay, very important. Okay, then is it measurable? In other words, is it something that you can measure? I'm thinking of what you cannot measure. I'm getting out of examples here. Think of it. Will you be able to measure it through a questionnaire? Are there questions that you are going to ask? How are you going to measure what? That's the kind of thing. What do you want to measure? Remember the previous question I showed you with disagree and slightly disagree and strongly agree. No, that is measurable. Okay. Can you see there are different extents in which we measure it? Okay. So you must think, is that what you want to determine measurable? Talk to your mentor if you are not sure. Is it relevant? So is it about your topic? Is it an issue that is important to investigate? And so on. Is it original? Or are you going... But, as King Solomon would say, there's nothing new under the sun. So don't expect that your research will invent a new wheel. Okay. In a certain context, in other words, in a specific restaurant, things are working like this. We base it on the literature and the fashion entrepreneur traits, or those traits that's already available. Okay. We just want to discover a little bit deeper. You all agree that society changed, no? The day Mandela died, things have changed in South Africa a lot. So, if you ask the opinion of people the day before Mandela died versus the day after he died, you will get 2 different answers for the same question, because that event makes people's minds to change. Okay. If you asked me yesterday, or where are we? If you asked me on Monday what I think about what you call it, the petrol price, my opinion will be very much different than today, eh? Those of you who know about the VAT increase, my opinion on Monday about that will be quite different than today. Okay. So there comes now original research, because now people's perceptions have changed. So can you see what I mean by originally? It's not new under the sun like King Solomon means. It is now original because we are now in a different dispensation where we are looking at 15% VAT versus the 14% VAT. If you are a student in the management school and you are working in accountancy, a very nice project to do will be the one on what is happening with this versus that in tax. We cannot do it because it's not in our specialty field. Okay, right. Cost feasibility. Okay. If you are staying in the Republic of the Congo and you are going back for holidays and your research questionnaire is right, you may go and do something in the Congo. But if you are here in Vanderbijl, who's going to pay your ticket to go there and do your research? Comes from your pocket. Okay. So think of the cost implications. How are you going to get to Mpumalanga if you want to do research in Mpumalanga? Is it feasible to go there? You can do it just as well here, close to school, or where it is accessible to you. All right. So think about it. If you are going during your field work needs to be done in June, okay, or July, and early August we want it in July, August, yeah. So, where will you physically be there at that time? Think about it, because that will determine your access to your subjects as well. What will it cost you to go to Joburg to investigate the Sowetan or whatever you want to do? Think about it. Okay. Then your technical expertise, I'm saying your technical expertise, the expertise in the department, you will see, especially hospitality students, they are divided into certain topics because that is the expertise of the lecturers. Okay. We are not going smack bam into straight nutrition and dietitian things, although nutrition is one of our subjects. We don't have the knowledge, we cannot do research that is actually meant to be designed and executed by dietitians. All right. So we cannot go and measure the dietary intake of people. All right. We might look at the dietary intake of students in the hostels, and they can complete for us a questionnaire and so on. That is well beyond the scope of the lecturers. But I think that one is also covered in your topics at the moment. Righto. So, all of you happy with your topic? Right. So, Dean, we can do a new video on the title. Or do you want to continue it? Okay. Righto. So, now the bigger question is for me, what is the difference between your topic and your title? Right. Some of you at this stage might have a title. Some of you have topics. Your topic needs to be converted into a title. We will look at a few things as we go along that will help you to bend and tweak your title to become a title. Now, what are we doing this year? You are going to write a research project. Okay, don't look. It will come in a kind of a book like this. That is what normally happens. Right, this is not really a BTech. This is not a BTech project. Okay, I didn't bring one along. It's normally ring-bounded, 50-page thing. Okay. But you must have a name for your 50-page project, and that we call your title. Are you all clear with what is the difference between the topic and your title? The title are more precise, and they describe exactly what is going on in your book. Okay. The topic is just a broad thing that directs us. We still need to have our research question on our topic. We still need to find out what is our problem statement on our topic. Do you hear the difference? A title, we already know all of those. Okay. So this assignment have a topic. It have a title. It will have a problem statement. All within 500 words. Not rocket science. What is a title? There's my example. Can you remember the question in the previous slide? Or let's quickly review that question. What role do various entrepreneurial traits play in the perceived success of fashion entrepreneurs in the Vaal region? That is your research question. What was the topic? Success factors of fashion entrepreneurs. What will the title be? Perceived success factors of fashion entrepreneurs in the Vaal region. Am I asking rocket science of you? No! Be focused. Don't think out something new. Please remember King Solomon. Okay? Yo, I'm so glad I discovered King Solomon this morning. So, be focused. Can you see the topic? Whoa, my goodness. Are you all right, sir? Yes. Okay. As long as it's a joke and you don't fall and get hurt. Okay. Now we're all awake. We go on. Do you understand the difference between a topic and the title? Right. The title is very precise. If we're quiet, I can finish this quickly. It's a brief statement of the content of your project report. In other words, a brief statement of what's standing in your report. 15 words maximum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That one was quite a good one. It must be linguistically correct. It must make sense. Do you agree that perceived success factors of fashion entrepreneurs in the Vaal region? Yeah, it covers a lot of things that I've already explained this morning to you. It must be relevant. It's relevant to the content. It's appropriate. It tells you. It is current, because we want to look at what I think now. It is embedded there, although the words doesn't stand there. And is sensibly demarcated. What does the word demarcated means? It is like it gives you the borders. It's fall within the scope. Okay. So demarcation means in the scope. Right. Avoid these words. It is not an investigation of the perceived factors of fashion entrepreneurs. Can you hear now? I use the word of already 2 times in there. It is not a study of, because all your projects is already a study of. All your projects is already an investigation. Why do you have to put that words in if you only have 15 words to describe your whole title? Does that make sense to you? Okay. Don't be fancy. Don't put in too much words. It's not an examination for your thesis or your dissertation or your project report is not going to the exam room. It is not an analysis, because it's in any case an analysis. Why do you want to say it's an analysis? We already know it's an analysis. That title already tells you it's an investigation, it's a study, it's an analysis. It has a discussion in it. You will see later on. You considered something. So, avoid those words in your title. Okay, let's go on with title. No, we're done with title. Phew. So, now, The bigger one is your problem statement. Yes, ma'am?
I'm asking, is it possible that topic can be the same as a title?
Your topic must be short, 3 to 5 words maximum.
So is it possible that it can be the same as the title?
No, the title is the longer 15-word one. Okay, so you have to go and think of shortening it down to 3 to 5 words. What is your study all about? That words that you're going to, you walk into the house and you say to your grandma, I'm doing a study on the Sowetan and what the people is doing in there, or how much money they are stealing wherever. Okay, so can you see? Or what is somebody's corporate social responsibility, etc. Yes, ma'am?
I think what she's asking is, when you look at the title
Yes.
is longer than the topic, right?
Yes.
Can you get your idea from the title
Yes.
for the topic?
Yes,
I think
yes.
that's what she's asking.
Your idea, and that is what I show you just now. Look again, and it's good you ask the question. Here's the research question. It is the various entrepreneurial traits and the perceived factors of fashion entrepreneurs. Go and, no. The topic is the success factors of fashion entrepreneurs. Can you see? So give me your title. I think you have a title, ma'am. What's your title? Hey, okay. I can't figure out. Okay? That's why we have the practical classes. We will assist you with that if you have a problem. Okay? Right. Topic is actually the field. It's the success of fashion entrepreneurs. Yeah. Topic, research question, and your title. Look what is the title in this case. Perceived success factors of fashion entrepreneurs in the Vaal region. So it tells you in which specific area and what we do. So you can easily take it out. It is about the success factors of fashion entrepreneurs. Okay. Is it about corporate social responsibility? Which corporate social responsibility? Could even be, is it about in hospitality, safety and hygiene? Is it about tourist perceptions of a certain place? Whatever. Can you see? It's just the core of it is your topic. Okay. That's why I'm saying don't get confused. Some of your mentors already gave you a title. Okay. So if you have a title, make sure you get a topic. If you have a topic, make sure you get a title. Here's a question.
Ma'am, just to add on to what she
Yeah.
said, I think she's confused between the topic and the title. Would the topic be the different topics we got from our mentors?
Yes.
Yes, and then the titles of we have to come.
Yes.
I think she understands
Yeah.
that.
The topics is what your mentor gave you, that short free list words, especially in PR. Those free words that I gave you, that's your topic. You must come up with a title. Your title will be what are you going to do with that specific topic that your mentor has given you, where are you going to do it? Does that make sense? Okay. You see, if I explain it 10 times, you understand better. No problem. Yes, ma'am.
So, ma'am, can the word integrated learning be a topic?
Yes. But still, I would like more detail. Just one word more. Okay. Yeah. But work integrated learning will be fine for now for your title. Okay. Right. Okay. Shh. What you have experienced now is I've asked her, what's your topic and what's your title? The moment you have your topic and your title, write it someplace and keep it with you. Because you are 75 in this class. I'm a professor, so I'm supposed to be very clever, but I'm not. I'm getting old. I can't even remember who of you are hospitality, who's tourism, who's public relations, let alone how will I know what 75 students is going to do. So, When you approach me and you want to ask something, you sommer start and tell me, hi ma'am, I'm so-and-so, I'm studying PR, I'm in your BTEC class, because I also will not know whether you're in my nutrition class or you're in my BTEC class, and you tell me, this is my research topic and this is my title. Then what I'm doing is, because I'm working with various things every day, I tell my mind, go into the place where you can go and find the students' things. Then I can come up and tell you what you need to do. But if you fall in the middle and you say, ma'am, I don't know what now, then I also don't know what now. If you tell me, I'm your BTEC student, I'm doing this is my topic, this is my title, I don't know what to do, and you tell me exactly what you don't know what to do, then I can come up with an idea. Otherwise, I don't have a clue what you want to talk about. Yes, ma'am?
I'm just trying to double check something. With our title, do we have to state the location, for instance, like the volume? Does that have to be in your title?
You have to discuss that with your mentor. The question is, do you have to have the location in there? It is normally good to have the location in it, because that is part of narrowing down and focus. If we have the same title, Perceived Success Factors of Fashion Entrepreneurs, where it does not tell you the specific. It could mean the whole of South Africa, it could mean all the fashion entrepreneurs in the whole world. What? So this helps to focus you. Okay. Again, and that will help you to focus in your problem statement and your whole study. Okay. So if you have a specific corporate social responsibility, then you come in June and you discovered another corporate social responsibility. Then you go all the way on this one and you forget about this one. Then your title and your topic and your research question no longer talk to one another. Okay, so it's important that these things need to keep in line the whole time. Any questions? Right. Are you all happy with the title, the topic, the research question? Right. They are all using the same words. Did you see that? Yeah. So I don't want you to go and find me a new question, a new topic, and a new title. You convert the one into the other. Okay? So you must take your topic or your title to make up your research question. Those keywords, and that is why I started this morning with keywords, those variables must be in your title. All of that will come into the next slide. Must be in your problem statement. Okay. Problem statement is nothing new. It's the problem about about the topic, about the title, about the question, which is all three the same. Okay. You did see my example of the fashion entrepreneurs. Any question? Right. You can also go and read this in the textbook, because I also explain that for you like this. Okay. What do we need to put in our problem statement? We have uploaded a nice piece for you on your Vutela site, which you have to go and read through, because that will direct you in writing your problem statement. I'm just going to do a short summary on it, because I don't want to take all of your time and it's very hot in here. A problem statement is something where you identify the gap in knowledge that needs to be filled. Okay. What is your gap? Your mentor already talked a little bit with you about the gap. So think, this weekend's homework, what's your gap? Okay, what's the gap in our knowledge? A gap is a description of an issue currently existing, which needs to be addressed. People get ill people who's buying food at Sesonke, it's a bad example, is getting seriously ill because there's a gap in their hygiene training. Okay, can you hear the problem there? it provides the context or the setting in which this is taking place. You already hear I'm saying it's a Sonke training restaurant in that particular context. It generates the research question. Yeah, I've done research question. Now I'm saying this generates the research question. Hey, right. Now comes the fun part of this lecture. What was first? The chicken or egg? Ha ha ha, yeah, what was first, eh? We can have long discussions. The trick of research and the trick of the subject and the trick why you are sitting in this class and the trick why you are listening to me today now and you're bearing the heat with me in here is because the issue of this research and this subject is which was first, the chicken or the egg. So there's always all the things that we need to consider simultaneously. That makes it very difficult because there are no clear-cut answer to that. Okay, so to decide, I cannot give you a recipe to do research. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do that. We have already some sort of a recipe to identify your topic. That's the first step. It's so big. Do you agree? Your topic is so big. Your title becomes more precise. But whether the title or the question is coming first, that is quite an intricate question. And it depends on your research. It depends on your personality. It depends on your mentor. It depends on the field. It depends. Can you see how many variables are there just to get this first assignment right? And that is how it's so important for me that I'm also recording this, that you can go back and go and listen what I've said today in the class. Because I know it's a long lecture. You are going to miss a lot of these things. Okay. So please go and have a look at it. Because I don't do the effort to bring all of you here and we are not going to use that. Okay. So really, I don't have the answer which one is first. Okay. But we need to think of it simultaneously. So as much as research is a process that follows steps, it is also moving back and forth. Revisit everything. I will explain later in the year. You will see when we are marking, that is why you also have a second opportunity, is that we need to work back and forth. That's why I'm saying no. If you're confused and you're confused till August, it's okay. Because you still will not have sometimes the answer which is first, the chicken or the egg. Okay. So in this research, it's a whole process where we have to keep a lot of things into mind. And that's why you will see it's now crunch time. We will have a lot of lectures, long hours. We have to explain to you a whole array of things so that you can understand this process and make up in your mind, for you, the egg was first, or for you, the chicken was first. There are no right or wrong answer in this one. Okay. It's a process that one needs to follow to come about. And that is why a CEO of a company gets such a big salary, because that is a person who can manage and he doesn't care whether the chicken or the hen is first. He works around the issue of which one was first and he can grapple with both of them at the same time. All right. So that's why they get paid more. That is why a BTech student gets paid more. Because you're sitting in this class, you are learning new skills, like working back and forth with ideas to come up with the best possible solution. To come and do a BTech, it needs to be different than coming and do your national diploma. Then you can rather do another national diploma. Okay, this must be on a higher level, required more skills of you. You have to think more about this. You have to go and spend more hours putting into your work and so on. All right, so you, all out of this one. Right, your problem statement will focus your research. You will see, timeously, me and Dr. Berger will tell you, go back to your problem statement, must be correct and right. A problem statement is a paragraph which elaborates on the problem. It is a persuasive argument to make the problem important enough to study. So you must argue, why is this important? Okay. Dean, what do you call redenaars competitions in schools? You have these competitions in schools where the students have to reason about a topic? Debate, yeah. Your problem statement is a debate. Okay. So those of you who haven't done debates at school, sorry, you are going to struggle a little bit. Those of you who have done debates, go and use that skills that you've learned there and start writing your problem statement. Okay. More ideas of how to step by step do it, what kind of things you need to think of, will be posted on your Votella site as well. I want you to go and read through it because you have to apply your mind to it, because not only do you need to read and you need to think, my topic, my project. If they are saying there, what is the problem? You must go and think, what is my problem? Okay. Think of it. I like to use the hospitality one. What is happening if people do not make good food choices? Say, for instance, I gave a student a topic, food choices. What is the problem if people do not choose the right food? They are going to get thin, or they are going to get fat, they are going to get ill. Can you see there are 3 things already? Now we can go and study only the ones that go thin. What is happening if you are too thin? You end up in the hospital. What is the problem? Hey, yesterday was the budget speech. How much go to health? How much go to free education? Hey, we have a big chest of money. The state president, he's a very lucky man, and he can just dish it out. Okay, can you see? The problem is, if we do not choose our food correctly, we are going to cost the health services too much. If we solve this problem, we can save money. That's a problem statement. Okay? That is how things that you need to take into consideration when writing your problem statement. Okay? In very sweet and short. Why do we have to cure people from HIV and AIDS? Because, they are dying. We have children without parents. Okay, can you hear how many, just think of it for a moment in your head. How many problems are there if we don't cure HIV and AIDS? So, what is the problem if we don't solve that social corporate responsibility issue in that company? What will the problem be if the kitchen doesn't provide food that is safe and hygiene? What is the problem? Imagine in tourism, if you are planning a tour, you don't advise that person to get a visa to go to a certain country. He end up there, they throw him in jail. What am I going to do to you as a tour operator? Or the person who sell that tour to me? I'm going to let you end up in the jail. And you are going to pay me a lot of money because it's costing me a lot of things. My dignity, I'm sitting in jail in a foreign country, blah, blah, blah. Can you see how easy? You have the answers for your problem statement already in your mind. Go and think of it. Okay, but the trick is, go and search in the library so that you get information to support it. Okay, we are working in a subject that is scientific. You cannot do this, okay? You must have proof. You find that proof in articles in the library. Google Scholar, articles on EBSCO House, etc. The trick is how you are going to find these articles. But that is the librarian's job to help you with that. Okay, any questions on the problem statement? More detail available in your Votella site. So, to summarize for today, we have done topic, Let me start it in order now. Topic, title, research question, problem statement. We are outstanding after we've done this to determine what will be the objective of our project. What do we work to? Okay. Now, next week, Dr. Berger will come and lecture to you and summarize problem statement, and she will continue with the objectives of research. So in the meantime, go and look in your learner guide what is required from you for assignment 1. Okay? Start working on it. Good luck. See you in Tuesday's class.